May 2024 for each of the 12 signs. I'm Lada from AstroladaOfficial, and this May is such a joy compared to April. All planets are moving direct, so things will go more according to plans. There is a powerful first activation of the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction, so finally what I promised you of the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction will start unfolding from you with the new moon in Taurus. This abundance, opportunities that will support you for the next 14 years. You see the first signs of it materially from May. Then we have the Jupiter-Venus conjunction and the Jupiter-Sun conjunction. This month is just beauty. It smells of champagne and caviar and sweet-sounding melody and nymphs dancing naked. this has this Taurian lushness and beauty of Jupiter-Venus sign and abundance and camaraderie. So it's and then we have Jupiter entering a new sign. I'm gonna cover each of the 12 signs, how Jupiter will affect you for the next 12 months. And of course we have Mars being reborn. I'm not gonna give it off, but oh, it is exciting. Okay, I really love this month. But before we start, I have created a short tutorial for an hour and a half, just $9.99 for each of the 12 signs, whoever is interested in it, to how each of the 12 signs, their first and second marriages, and how their life changes after marriage. For example, Aries and Libra, their financial situation is intimately connected with their partnership. So it really changes for the better or worse, usually for the better. Pisces, for example, they can have property much more easily after they get married. Or do you know that Scorpios are more likely, and Taurus are more likely to have hidden relationships, and we're talking ascendants here mostly, and moon, or to marry foreigners or someone from a different religion. Or Aquarians have a pattern of marrying someone from a different country as well. And I'll explain to you, it's fascinating. You know that the second marriage of some signs is much better, naturally inclination, than the second marriage is much better than the first. For other signs, the first marriage would be better than the second one, just because you're born under a certain ascendant. Anyway, thank you so much. Check it out. It's fantastic. It's really enjoyable. It's just $9.99 on the description below. And now let's begin. May 2024, Virgo, Sun, Moon, Rising. The month starts with Mars becoming visible. It was invisible for the last 7 months almost. And in ancient astrology, that was a big event when a planet will rise again from the rays of the sun. And in particular, Mars, because it is the planet that stays invisible the longest of all planets. So it's a big, very important event. And Mars is being reborn, the god of war and the god of winning and the god of initiative is being born in your 8th house, Virgo. So some new project or some new initiative you can begin now in May, maybe a new idea, a new impulse in regards to this 8th house. What is it about? 8th house is about mutual finances, maybe some project that involves other people's talents or resources or money, or your partner's finances and money that you can initiate and that you can put a lot of energy and willpower into completing over the next year and a half. You can pursue other people's resources with more zest and with more ambition and drive. Or there might be the birth of some battle for some resources with another. Unfortunately, sometimes it can mean that, but you can win because Mars is very strong in Aries. 8th house in ancient astrology is known as the battleground. Mars is the general, being born in the very strong sign of war and warrior areas. So they can be the winning of, if some kind of a battle is in your life, if some kind of a war or competition is in your life. When Mars is very strong in the 8th house, like it's being born now, it's a good sign for you that you might win some battle. And it might not always be a battle with another or for resources. It can be some kind of an internal battle, because 8th house is very private, psychological house. Your inner demons are there, your inner traumas trapped from this life and previous lifetimes is trapped there as well, the trauma there. And Mars is it has very fast energy. So it can be a big breakthrough in some psychological trauma that you receive, big turnaround. Actually, the ancient texts speak how Mars in the 8th house, when so strong, like for you is being born there now, can give the breakthrough, powerful breakthrough in healings as well. Because 8th house is a house that sometimes we have stagnant energy there. 8th house is a bit Scorpio energy, which is, imagine, a bit like stale water. And Mars there goes and breaks that stillness. So if you have some psychological blockage or some toxicity, there can be a healing process that starts in May. And sometimes healing processes might be a bit painful because it brings all the toxicity out of you into the surface. Or if there was some hidden feelings unsaid, they can explode. There can be some confrontation of something that's been bothering you for those close to you. And you just bring it out. Because this toxicity, those suppressed feelings, the suppressed anger cannot stay anymore within. And that's how the healing process, the removal of the pus, the removing of the fever starts. This low-grade inflammation in your body, this low-grade inflammation in your soul, this low-grade, like, suppressed volcano energy that's maybe causing you sometimes on the physical, might be anxiety or whatever, might finally be released in some way. That's why even working with a psychologist or with any healing modalities like massage or energy work or iglotherapy, acupuncture, which is also Mars in nature, can have very breakthroughs in your health, recoveries, healings, healing miracles, I would say, or even kind of your warrior spirit to overcome such either condition or stagnant energy or toxic situation can be born with you. So the warrior is born with you that will fight with toxicity, that will eliminate toxicity. Your body might mobilize itself to fight some infection or toxicity or some parasite or mold or whatever, or just this regenerative force, because 8th house is regeneration of the body gets activated by Mars. That's why some healings can happen, but not just on the physical level, very much psychological breakthroughs. Also, they can be the birth of a new sexual interest. 8th house is connected to intimacy after all. Maybe the renewal there, a renewed interest and passion. Sometimes it has hidden connotations of, and Mars with Rahu is extremely strong passions. Those strong passions can be in intimacy that is born, or strong passions towards following, financial gains that come from stock markets, because 8th house is mutual finances where you pull together like stocks and all of those kind of stuff, bonds. Maybe you kind of some passion you develop there to go in that direction. 8th house can be this renewed passion for overcoming your blockages, like we talked, for increased mutual finance. Okay, I mentioned a lot of the stuff. I don't want to repeat myself. I'll just pass on to the other important events, Virgo. And another very important event is that the new moon on the 8th of May, happening in your 9th house, activates exactly the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction. So the sun and the moon will be there, conjunct Jupiter and Uranus, and Venus will also be there. So this is the first ever activation over the next 14 years of the Jupiter-Uranus conjunction. Go back to my April video and watch what Jupiter-Uranus conjunction can bring for you over the next 14 years. And I know many people said, well, Jupiter-Uranus conjunction happened on the 20th of April. But nothing happened. We need activations, people, and that's the first activation. And there will be the activation of this conjunction by Venus, by the Sun, and by the Moon. Triple activation over the whole month. So expect the good things that I promise you of this 9th house to start happening now. So that can be opportunity that will become a source of abundance and growth and meaning for you over the next 14 years, connected to education, connected to a new belief system, connected to expanded vision of yourself, connected to new Consciousness. Ninth house is one of the houses of higher consciousness, where you see things from a higher perspective and things make sense, like downloads, revelations, answers to questions that before you didn't know the answer to, opportunities for abroad, for living abroad, for traveling abroad, for teaching, for learning, for education, for pre-qualification, for starting some project connected to. Ninth house is very, it wants to help humanity and idealistic. So maybe some idealistic project that you can contribute to the world over the next 14 years, or just maybe finding a new teacher, finding a new inspiration and purpose in life. Maybe can be very good developments in regards to foreign documents and papers, or some legal matters. The ninth house as well, with laws. Sorry, I get overexcited and get out of breath. With law and anything connected to that, all those opportunities are there for you, but especially the raising of your consciousness, seeing an expanded version and possibility for your life, more luck, more, and again, if you want to play lottery or something like that, because it's a lucky house, a very lucky conjunction of sudden windfalls, or maybe some idea. Ninth house is divine inspiration. Some inspiration will come to you with the activation of this new moon that can become a source of growth, wealth, abundance, well-being, and joy for you, and meaning. Something good if you have grandchildren connected to them as well, and so on. And Venus is joining Jupiter. First, the Sun is joining Jupiter on the 18th of May. Then Venus is joining Jupiter on the 23rd of May. Around this week, it's so good for anything ninth house. You can go travel somewhere, foreign country. It will be fantastic experience. You can go on some course or webinar. You can start studying something. You can meet foreigners or people that expand your mind. Even love abroad can happen, or very lovely experiences and opportunities to, like, inspirations, this downloads of the ninth house, receiving signs, receiving messages from above, omens that feel so meaningful. You know, this ninth house is like very lucky energy. You're driving in a very busy city, you need to park, you find a free parking spot, right? It's like you're at the right time or the right place. So if you can even attend some social do around the 23rd, when Venus and Jupiter come together, you can meet some potential teachers, inspirational figures, someone who is a lead towards a new direction and purpose in your life. This ninth house is very much about not just being in the flow and aligning and feeling lucky this whole May month, but this ninth house, 3 cycles that are starting, can be about giving you clarity about your direction in life. The ninth house is Dharma house. Dharma is your purpose in life. Dharma is what your soul really needs and what your soul made a contract to come here to fulfill, your soul's mission. This is some kind of awakening to your mission, to the right. You know, you might have had wonderful mission till now, but if it was not truly your soul's desire, you never felt so inspired. And now you can find something that inspires you, because your soul will resound to it. It will feel like, oh, I'm inspired, I'm getting goosebumps, so this feels so right. This is your higher self telling you you're on the right path. So you get direction and clarity, maybe an advice through another, or intuitively to happen to you for the direction ahead for you. And even though Jupiter is leaving your ninth house of expansion and good luck, on the 25th of May, just before it leaves in April, starts a new cycle with Uranus in your ninth house. In May, a new cycle of 1 year with the Sun in your ninth house. Also in May, new cycle with Venus, which lasts 1 year. So those ninth house themes of learning, studying, higher education, foreign countries, expanding your vision, your higher self, new wisdom, new opportunities will carry on for a whole year ahead. But you'll start also feeling the energy of Jupiter moving into your 10th house. That's great position. From the 25th, for 1 year ahead, Jupiter in the 10th house is when you can reach some peak. Jupiter in the 10th house over the next 1 year is when you can get promoted, where you can find exactly the right career, maybe something educational that you start here over the next 1 year, like new knowledge. You can apply it to contribute to your reputation, to contribute to your influence in the world. Some big project you can start that you'll be recognized by. You can get a more benevolent boss or some benevolent results from authority figures. For example, authority, maybe approaching someone in power or a person with more influence who will be helpful for you over the next 1 year. Again, you might not feel Jupiter in the 10th house immediately. You have 1 year to start seeing the results, but I want to give you the ahead influence so you know. So this is the time, the brightest, biggest star, Jupiter is the biggest star or planet, the most benevolent in your 10th house of expansion of career, your ability to control your life, to be esteemed and appreciated, to be seen, to be noticed on the top of your horoscope. Maybe even someone can help you with your career, some partnership that enhances your career, your achievements, because or someone gives you an advice, because Jupiter rules the 7th house of others and relationships, or even changing your status from married to unmarried, from unmarried to married, and so on. I've also seen Jupiter in the 10th house can bring babies and births and stuff like that. So just mentioning it there. But I forgot to say that on the 23rd, while Jupiter is conjunct Venus in this 9th house, which is very good day, whether you go on a trip, whether you just go to some social do on the same day, there is a full moon in your 4th house in Sagittarius. And it is connected with healing because it's on a star of healing. The star is called Asclepius. I think it was a healer from the past. And it's especially healing of some revelations about your family, ancestry, childhood patterns, releasing some of them. Full moon is about releasing. This full moon is beautiful. It's trine the moon, it's trine Neptune, gentle release. It's opposite Venus and Jupiter. It's sextile Pluto. So something to do with your home and family around that time can become priority, place of living, maybe finding a place you want to move in, maybe doing something in your home, maybe get together with family and connecting and healing something there, or anything to do with real estate can be important developments, and they're in the more positive direction. Home, family, how you feel emotionally and psychologically, property, real estate. All right, there you go, Virgo. I hope you're excited for this month ahead, this 9th house energy that will stay for you for a year, this 10th house energy that is kicking in, this 8th house energy of Mars, the warrior, that is going to help you fight demons or win in difficult situations. And if you want to use that 9th house energy of learning, expanding your knowledge that you have, you can check out my mini course that I'm just releasing on relationships for each of the 12 signs, especially ascendant and moon signs, peculiarities and very unique things. For example, for you, Virgo, do you know that your relationships and first marriage, often if you get in a relationship, it's easier for you to have real estate and something real owning property for you is very connected to being in a partnerships. Or also that your second marriage, I'm not going to give this up. First marriage, second marriage. First marriage can be very much family oriented. Second marriage can have a very different, more adventurous and sensual part to it. But you'll find out more in my video, which is just $9.99 for each of the 12 signs and what it means for you for marriages. Thank you.